Okay, so I'm going to make a little video on how to unclog these with the old extruder model here. What you need is you need a Allen wrench, and I think this is 2mm. It comes with the printer. You want one of the ones with a little ball on the end of it because that's going to be really handy for getting into this little space. You want a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, and you want a little chunk of old filament, and it doesn't really matter whether this is good or bad or otherwise, it just needs to be filament. So the first thing you do is you get this thing that you set down foolishly. Oh, actually the first thing you do is get the build plate down. So you need to go into utilities on the front of the printer and go down into jog mode and then over into Z and push Z plus, and that'll move the print bed down. So you just kind of go along with this for a minute. And this is just kind of so you don't drop stuff onto the print bed too much. So once the print bed's down a ways, I would recommend that you go into jog mode and move the print head just out of the corner a little bit, which is mostly just so you have space to pull the motor off the back there. Okay, and then I would say we need to loosen some fan screws. And usually I just try to keep this whole thing together, which actually brings up another modification I need to make here. So, and then while I'm loosening those screws, I'm also going to pull the connection from the extruder motor. And then we have to remember to plug that back in later because it'll be really confusing when the extruder motor doesn't work anymore. And then this is the whole extruder motor and the little assembly. This guy is something that should actually be replaced with a spring-loaded mechanism. And when I'm done here, I'll show you the spring-loaded mechanism on the other Makerbot. So you put that out of the way. And then you look in here. You will see, I kind of need a pointer. You will see that there is a little bit of plastic junk that's stuck in our extruder. And so what we need to do is we need to heat this up a little bit and get that sucker out of there. So first things first, I guess I might just try to reach in with my little pair of snippers. And see, I don't really have enough clearance here, so I'm going to move that thing over. Put that down someplace. I'm going to go into jog mode. Oops, wrong way. And I'm just scooting it back in the X direction here. Get that out of the way. And then we're going to, oops, back in the Y direction a little bit to get it out in the middle. Come on. And then I'm going to reach in here just like this and grab this thing and pull it out. Oh, that was easy. Cool. So that's cleared our little clog. And then we can check to see if our clog's totally clear by going down here. And I was in jog mode. I'm going to go up into preheat and start preheating. And so then we're going to let this preheat, and I'll turn the camera back on once it's preheated. Okay, so I just want to check that we're free and clear of clogs, and this thing is making a super racket because it still has the stock fan on it, which is super strong. And of course there's nothing holding the screws, so it's freaking out. But we're just going to take this filament and push it into the extruder head and give it a little shove and see if we see string coming out the bottom. And we do. So that is good. And I'm going to go back in here and preheat cool this thing, which will shut the fan off eventually. It should be noted that you don't want it to cool with the plastic in there, so you need to pull that out. Give it a nice hard tug and it'll pop out. And then we'll let that cool down, and then we'll reassemble everything and it'll be good to go.